Hello again, and happy almost New Year to everyone, wherever you are. And whenever you might be experiencing this lesson today, have a happy and wonderful almost here New Year. So we're moving into this new year, 2025, and we might consider what our personal motto might be. So I've been thinking of a few for us. Divinely alive in 2025. And you can play with that one a lot. Passionately alive, peacefully alive in 2025, zealously alive. You can choose one of these or pick your own. I thrive in 2025. I five in 2025. And the last one, deeper dive in 2025. For Unity of the Keys Spiritual Center, it is a deeper dive in 2025. For we will be including the teachings of our 12 powers, those attributes of the divine that are alive within each one of us. We will be exploring those at a deeper level this next year. And we'll also be starting a new weekly prayer time called Tuesdays at 2. Every Tuesday for approximately 10 minutes, we're asking folks to either gather with us or Zoom in or hold 10 minutes of sacred silence wherever they are to bless our world with peace and love each Tuesday at 2. Now, for me personally, at Unity of the Keys, it is celebrating 5 in 2025. Yes, next month marks 5 years that I have been serving as your senior minister, a role that I hold dear to. Thank you. A role that I hold dear to my heart, knowing that it is a sacred trust that has been placed upon me, in which my heart and my soul willingly and very humbly embraces. There are so many wonderful traditions as we move into a new year, aren't there? Where we get to set our intention, we get to claim a motto. And most of us have adapted our own rituals or ceremonies or just ways of entering this new year. Of course, one of the most common is making New Year's resolutions. You know, those wonderful goals that we make and often break before January is over. Today is so much more than that. We know that each day that we make the decision in how we are going to express ourselves in this day, in this moment. Well, today we're looking at how we're going to express ourselves in this coming year as well. First, releasing all that we do not need to carry into this new year and affirming that which we do wish to carry with us. Because yesterday's gone, it's over, it can't be repeated, good or bad. We don't get a do-over. And we do get to decide how to be expressions of light and love this day and moving forward. So, how did this year go for you? I know I had my joys, true and deep joys, and I had my challenges. I shed tears of absolute delight with my heart deeply touched, and I shed tears of frustration and of hurt. Yes, ministers get their feelings hurt. We are not made of Teflon. None of us are made of Teflon. No matter how many spiritual practices we have in our daily routine, none of us are made of Teflon. We are human as well as divine. And yet, truthfully speaking, do I need to, or do any of us need to head into this beautiful, fresh new year with a chip on our shoulder? Or as my mother-in-law would say, with our necks bowed up, defensive, just daring that other person or that other group, you know the one, to say something sideways to us? Do I need to begin, or do you need to begin this crisp, unblemished new year being defensive or aggressive? How does that serve our highest good? And this is where our work comes in, day by day, moment by moment, choosing to express in this world through authentic love, wisdom, and compassion, letting go of yesterday or last week or decades ago. For we know that pasting affirmations on top of our old hurts and wounds won't make a lasting difference in our lives. We must do the work. You must release old thought patterns based upon your ego being offended or based upon years of believing negative messages, and so must I. Now, you've heard me say you can't put sweet frosting on a poo-poo pie and expect it to be a cake. I can't decide to come from love today, yet still harbor wounds and hurts and grievances and offensives from the past, recent or long ago, and expect that decision to last. The frosting, my affirmations and intentions, will fall off, and you know what will be left. It will be the unhealed yuck I chose not to address, not to work through, not to release. And this message is so graciously and succinctly expressed in the Gospel of Mark in chapter 2, verse 22. And I love sharing this with you every burning bowl. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins, or else the new wine bursts the wineskins. The wine is spilled, and the wineskins are ruined. But new wine must be put into new wineskins. So think about the properties. Let's think about this literally. Let's think about the properties of new wineskins. They're fresh, they're pliable, they absorb, they expand, they yield while it supports the wine as it matures. And think about the properties of new wine. It's in the state of fermentation. It bubbles, it expands, there's a movement, there's aliveness. Now, old wineskins are rigid. And when that fresh wine is poured in, all that bubbling and movement, the wine cannot be held and the skin breaks. Now, metaphysically, we understand that we're talking about putting new ideas into old mindsets, old ways of thinking, limited consciousness, perhaps hardened by wounds and hurts and offenses, proof that we should be holding on to those ideas, real or imagined, griefs and judgments, criticism, disagreements, hurts of all kinds. Well, we cannot get new results in our lives until we change our way of thinking. Those old error thoughts will reveal themselves in our behavior. The feelings and emotions that we stuff down will come back up sideways at some time. We know this. It's like that beach ball that we take to the beach in the water. We can hold it down below the surface for a time, but eventually it will pop up and show itself. That is true for all of our wounds and our unhealed grief. Well, new ideas, spiritual truths, commitments to being a greater expression of love and light will only work when we first look at our own consciousness, where we are coming from in our mind, our thoughts. Are we clinging to victimhood? Life is out to get me. Life isn't fair. He, she, they didn't treat me fairly. Well, that's fairly rigid wineskin, isn't it? And there are some grievances against us that take time to release, and we do so little by little. Releasing the old wound, forgiving the offender, that does not justify or let them off the hook for what they may have done to us. It lets us off the hook for remaining oppressed and carrying the weight of that unforgiveness and living our lives less than to the fullest. We choose when to let that go. And we can learn to lean more towards everything always works out for me. I have more than enough. I am more than enough. And the universe conspires to support me. When we have an open, yielding mindset, we're inspired by creative, positive, loving ideas. And those ideas take hold in our new, fresh, pliable, yielding consciousness. There's nothing rigid about us. So, how do we create a new year with wonderful, positive, prosperous, peace-filled, and exciting changes? That new life we want so badly is going to require that we let go of the old one completely. We must first examine what needs to go, that we need to release so that we can be more like new wineskins, ready to support the bubbling expansion of our own imagination and creativity and of outrageous, outrageous love. Well, each year, those of us who have experienced the burning bowl ritual actually get excited about this process. We look forward to it. For me, this is my 24th year. Now, some might say, after 24 years, haven't you let it all go? Well, if only. Because we keep adding new stuff that we need to release. And I keep finding old stuff that I thought I let go of. The process of forgiveness and searching our hearts and minds of error ways of thinking is a process to be repeated often and consistently. And each time we do, we are freeing ourselves from the weight of our humanness, our ego. Each time lightening and expanding our heart's capacity to love without judgment or expectations. So we're going to move into that time now of our burning bowl meditation, and I'll guide you through the process. If you did not receive an envelope with the two papers when you came in, if you'd let the usher know, raise your hand so they can get to you. And those of you at home, have a piece of paper ready or run and go get that now, or can't really use your phone for notes because there's no way of releasing that unless you just wipe it off. So let's move into this time of the burning bowl meditation. You'll have the opportunity to write on paper that which we're willing to release, and I'll let you know when that time comes. And the purpose of this quiet time is not as a memorial to the past, nor it is a time for wishful thinking for the future. Instead, let this be a time of definite work, of cleansing and releasing. For this process of releasing begins with forgiveness of all injury, both real and imagined. And we will take a time of quiet now just to call to mind all those persons or incidents in our lives which we need to forgive, including ourselves. We let go of grudges, hurts, of guilt and shame, and free ourselves from those judgments. We allow ourselves to consider who might not be passing harmless through our heart and mind. That's an easy exercise for me. If I think, well, what about Mary? I'm not sure if I'm holding some unforgiveness towards Mary. I just imagine her passing through my heart and mind. Is there any angst? Is there any flag? Is there any tug on me? Okay, I need to write Mary or M on my piece of paper. We are unburdening ourselves from this weighing down. And we recognize the intensity of the emotions that these memories generate in us. And we do not condemn ourselves for how we feel. We choose, however, to change our injured feelings to feelings of harmony, love, and peace. And so we address those people or groups or incidents we need to forgive by simply noting their name or their initials. You can open your eyes now and begin your forgiveness list, the one that's entitled at the top, I release. And start writing on your paper. We also release any thoughts or habit patterns of our own that we wish to be free of. So below the names of the initials on your paper, you can commit by writing down those habits that do not reflect our Christ self. We release our judgments or our tendency to blame or irrational anger. We forgive our ego and release it for being overly active in our lives. We release the need to be right, the need to control, the need for attention. Everything that keeps you from connecting authentically with others and revealing your true loving self. Write those behaviors down that you wish to release. You are forgiving yourself and releasing those behaviors of which do not serve your highest good. Add to that list, releasing any judgments that you hold about yourself, any claim to old negative beliefs that you have held as true for you that are simply not. Release yourself from the judgments you hold towards yourself. Now that your list is complete, or you may be completing it in the next few moments, we first invite our music team to release their list. Chris will remain playing for us in the background as he has his own plan for releasing. And once the music team returns, the ushers will indicate when it's your time to move forward, to go out into the peace garden, to release your list to the nothingness from which it came. And then when
I
you
would like
return,
just let everybody know that we're not going into the pouring rain. The fire's gone out. We're going to shred our list, and then at a later time, we'll pray over the pile of shredding and burn it.
thank you, Lori. Had no idea about the pointing ring. Okay. So Lori will be collecting the shredding.
Yes.
Okay.
I let go.
Thank you, Chris and the music team. That feels great, doesn't it? We released ourselves from judgments about others and about ourselves. It's so freeing. It's so beautifully freeing. I invite you now to take out your second sheet of paper, the one you will use to write your letter to God. And how you do this is up to you. You may choose to write a letter of gratitude to God, thanking God in advance, affirming in advance all that you envision that will manifest for you in this new year. That's one approach. You can say, thank you, God, for close, harmonious relationships with my family and my dear ones. Thank you, Spirit, for guiding me in my right words or actions. Thank you for my health, coming back into that beautiful, perfect expression. Or you might write statements of intention, sentences that begin with, I commit, or I resolve to. I resolve to remember to love my neighbor as myself. I commit to consciously connect with the divine daily. This letter will be written as guided by your heart. So close your eyes now for a moment and enter into this prayer with me. Living, loving Creator, this day I enter into, my heart is open. My mind is receptive to the gifts of this new year. I still my thoughts that I may hear your guidance speaking to me and through me now. For I believe in the beauty, the possibilities, the transformations, and the promise of this new year. Right now, dear God, I greet this new year aware that I am yours. I am filled with all the potentials for growth, perfection, and transformation. Your truth is living within every cell and fiber of my being. And in this new year, precious Spirit, I know that you are always with me. empowering me to transform difficulties into stepping stones to mastery. Amen. You can open your eyes now and use this time to create your letter or your affirmations to God.
the mountain, I send my love. Over the sea, I send my love. Into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my Lord into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love